bring us two absolute martinis. You know how I like them straight up. And then precisely 7.5 minutes after that, you're gonna bring us two more. Then two more after that every 5 minutes until one of us passes the fuck out.
It's up to each and every one of you, my highly trained Stratonites, my killers who will not take no for an answer. My fucking warriors will not hang up the phone until their client either buys or fucking
Well. GM. G.
Tuda.
Damn. Morning, my friends. DJs, Diamond Hand fam, Fortune Fuel crew, super soldiers, one percenters, pioneers, pivoters, pursuers, builders, brothers and sisters, hermanos y hermanas, mamas y papas, anyone I may have left out and anyone in between. welcome back. And welcome into the best way to start your day. It's time to get fired up at Forge and Fuel. Baby.
Woo!
Whoa!
Woo!
Whoa!
Woo!
Whoa! Oh, yeah!
Oh yeah!
Woo! Come on, you chicken suckers. Here we are live in prime time for the big 700. Don't you know? Let's fucking go! Oh, I'm feeling fantastic. I'm feeling great. I can't believe we have made it to the 700. You know, I started this show a long time ago, and boy, oh boy, I didn't know if it would get to this point. I didn't know it would evolve and grow and change and move in all these different ways. But boy, oh boy, am I grateful for every moment of it. And we're going to talk a lot about these past 700 episodes over the duration of this program. But before we get into it, maybe you don't know, so you won't know. I am your humbled, honored, and clearly always hyped host, Colton Capp Soroka. And I can't thank you enough for choosing to stop by, hang out with me and my guy, and dive down some motivational and inspirational rabbit holes unlike any other. Now, let me be the first to tell you that we do have one hell of a show on tap for you
Another
here
one.
on this wonderful Wednesday morning. It is Hump Day all day long. February. What the hell am I saying? I saw 2-4. My bad. Saw 2-4. April Fools, day 2 in a row. Happy New Year. Who's to know? April the 2nd, 2025. And I hope you're ready to come alive because we got more motivation, more inspiration, and more good vibration coming your way over the course of the next hour to hour and a half or so that you're going to know what to do with, baby. But before we dive in, before we can tap in, before we can catch a single one of those aforementioned vibes, I must humbly ask you to do a few things for me before we slide to the opposite side. If you can find it in that big old heart of yours to do so this morning, maybe, just maybe, you could take a quick moment to It's hammer time! Smash! That subscribe button on whatever platform you are currently ingesting the Forge and Fuel podcast on. If you are watching on the old YouTube, you might as well hit that like button right over in this direction here somewhere. Oh, there's the like button. It took you a minute to hit it. I understand. You had to find it. Right there next to that subscribe button, so you never miss the start of a live show or any additional content dropping here on the channel. And if you're enjoying this morning's program, maybe hit that like button located right about on in here so you can help that algo go and flow on the old tube of the U variety. But maybe you don't like that platform. Maybe you like something a little more censorship-free, like the old RUMBLE. Yes, that's the platform for you and me. And if you're tuning in there this morning, maybe you could think about smashing that subscribe button, maybe turning on that notification bell, and maybe even crushing a like button as well, and helping that old algo go and flow on the Rumbell. But maybe you don't like that platform either. Maybe your viewing platform of pleasure doubles as your everything app, soon to be more of an everything app. Formerly known as the Bird app, now known as the X app, owned by Daddy Elon. Yes, my friends, the one and the only. So if you're watching over there this morning, maybe you could hit a heart button. Maybe you could smash a repost button. Hell, maybe you could even crush a quote post button. And let the people know on your timeline why you've decided to tune in live in prime time to Forge and Fuel this morning. And last, but certainly not least, if you are listening to this podcast on your favorite podcast directory like Apple, Amazon, or maybe even watching on Spotify, maybe you could take a quick moment to hit that follow button, leave us a 5-star rating, or in honesty, just go on ahead and
smash the shit out of whatever button you see on your screen, baby, because it only helps us continue to grow and flow on all those platforms as well. Nah, man.
Shout out to all you beautiful humming beings tapped in, tuned in, locked in live in prime time that have already smashed the shit out of all of those
Thank you
buttons.
very
and
much.
helped
That's really nice. Thank you.
start going and flowing in the algo. But maybe you haven't yet this morning. Maybe you're hearing something else from DJT. Maybe he's not telling you thank you. Maybe he's telling you this.
Don't be rude.
Because you ain't hit them doggone buttons. Don't be rude. Don't be rude. You know, my friends, if you decide to hit those buttons this morning, I'm going to tell you something. Something's going to happen. Just like you might have voted for DJT a long time ago, now it seems. If you hit those buttons for me this morning, I'm going to tell you something. There's going to be so much growth. So much growth, knowledge, insights, inspiration. We're going to do so much growing. You're going to say, Capp, it's too much growing. Please stop with the growing. I can't handle it. My brain has grown too big here on this show. Please stop the growing. But we won't stop. We're just going to keep growing. It's going to be amazing. The best show you've ever seen in your life. Who's to say, who's to know? Hit those buttons if you wouldn't mind. Because, my friends, you don't want to be a hoe. So share the show. Be a friend. Tell a friend. Let somebody know. And we will proceed with this morning's program. That's right, my friends. Whip your proverbial vehicular device of life into the parking lot that is known as F&F. Find yourself a sweet spot and sit back and relax as you will see this morning's production on the big screen in front of you. It's kind of like one of them old drive-in movie theaters around here. You know the vibes. That's how we be getting down. But here we are, back live in prime time. Episode number 700. Boy, oh boy. Time flies when you're having fun, and I can't thank each and every one of you enough for giving me the opportunity to show up each and every day, stay on the consistent, persistent pursuit of my passions, doing what I know is my purpose, and continuing to pursue it with everything I have. And I said it in the gateway a couple days ago, but, you know, when I make this show, when I do different things, let me take my damn glasses off. When I make this show, when I do various content, when I'm working on our events, I think about you guys. And it is because of you that I have the opportunity to even do those things. And I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart for allowing me, just a goofy 29-year-old with $1 and a dream, to come into your homes, your lives, your hearts, your minds, your souls, and help you live a better life each and every day. And I appreciate all of you that have embraced this super soldier way. You know, you don't have to listen to these things and then go and apply them in your life. You can just come and support and like and repost. But the fact that you leave this show and then go share these knowledges, this knowledge, these mindsets, this energy, these frequency, these vibrations with the world outside means more to me than you know. And, you know, there's people at the gym now tuning in and to hear some things. Damn, I watched that the other, bro, you were on fire. Hey, man, I appreciate you. It's my purpose and my passion. I'm glad you found the show. I'm glad you were able to hear one thing that maybe made you change a thought, move a muscle in a positive direction. If we can do that each and every morning, then boy, oh boy, we did our job. And I keep saying I got to shout out the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Producer, live in the building, Derek DZ Snow, D-double-E, Z-double-Y. I was making some of those noises yesterday. Boy, oh boy. I put up 500 pounds on the old leg press, D's. My legs hurt this morning. Hurt. I'm talking, I did a little leg press.
What?
I did a little Bulgarian split squat.
What?
Followed up with a little hammock curls.
What?
Followed up with a little quad curls.
What?
Then did a little donkey kickback.
What?
And did some of them inner and outer thigh on that machine. I got a real sick pump.
Bruh.
Who's to know? Crazy leg day yesterday. Woke up this morning, swung the legs over the edge of the bed, planted them in the ground, and I said, ooh, 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 ooh. Ouchie, wah, ooh, that's gonna feel good making those steps all day long. Chee-wee-wees. Hey, shout out to Raul Rosas Jr., by the way, who just won his most recent scrap. It was a banger and a half against Vince Morales. Vince Morales, total stud, the captain of Syndicate MMA. If you don't know, you won't know. I highly suggest you get familiar. Both those dudes are solid. That was just a scrap and a half. Shout out to those two boys. And shout out to Mr. Chee-wee-wees himself for ranking up just a little bit more. Who's to know what's next in store for that guy? Maybe someday we have a convo with him. Who's to know what type of things, excuse me, we're working on outside of this show. Lots of things going on, lots of things happening, things moving and grooving. You probably should keep your eyes peeled and your ears open because we are not stopping. We have not reached a mountain. Just because we've hit another milestone of 700 doesn't mean, time to relax, time to stop climbing up the mountain, time to stop doing what we do every single doggone day. No, sir, wrong. We're going to show up. We're going to keep moving. We're going to keep grooving, and we're going to continue to find ways to make this brand bigger and better, go into the event space, get out into the public, start doing all types of different content. You keep your eyes peeled, your ears open. But right now, my friends, let's not get too far down that rabbit hole. Let's stay right here on episode 700. Plant the toes in the ground a little bit here. And first of all, before I go any further, cheers to me, cheers to thee. Good morning, Vietnam! Oh, yeah. Oh, got a little hazelnut going on this morning. And you know, it's a little lukewarm. But good thing I got my... You see that shit shoot out of there? That's like projectile coffee. I mean, the first time you hit that thing, go pow! It just shoots out. I'll tell you what, a little warm up. I mean, about burn the damn hairs off my tongue. Woo! Now that is a good cup of Java. You might also need a cup of water. Oh, yeah, that's good. Ooh, that's good there. Oh, my friends, your host with the most is now hydrated and caffeinated. I have had my dose of vitamins for this morning. I have a nice little bit of nicotine rocking and rolling. So the entire vitamin spectrum is being covered right now for the kid. The boxes are being checked, and I'm feeling real great. Speaking about boxes being checked, if you've never heard me say this before, you're about to get to know that every single day on this show, I like to check 3 specific boxes. Because there is a man that back in 7th grade started my mindsets and started me down this path. The late, great Jim Valvano said in his SB speech, in order to have a full day, you got to laugh, you got to cry, and you got to think. Now, my friends, you might ask, how in the world am I going to be able to laugh at a motivational and inspirational show? Well, first of all, you just look at my funny face the whole time. Who's to say, who's to know, and just laugh away. Hey, why are you laughing so fucking hard right now? Calm down. Why are you laughing so hard? That wasn't that funny. Jeepers creepers. Damn. Man, oh man, I'll put my glasses back. It wasn't that funny. Jeepers. However, you know, I like to deliberately check that first box of the day. You know, my friends, in order to really get these vibes going and stirring, we like to dive right into that laugh. We like to force some chuckles right onto you. A regular old knee slapper or 2 or maybe even 3. Because, my friends, right now here, live in prime time, it is time for your morning laughs of the day. And we got 1, 2, and 3 coming your way. And this morning, my friends, we begin with quite possibly one of the wildest minutes I have watched on the internet in a very, very long time. You think it's going to go one way, then it goes another, then it begins to go an entirely new way, and then a new way after that, and one more new way. Again, one of the most wildest minutes I have watched on the internet in a very long time here for our morning laugh number 1.
Y'all want to see this video my niece sent me? I'm just going to do this real quick. Show it to you. What we got here? We got 2 dogs chasing a cow out in somebody's backyard. What in the world? The hell is it? Oh, dog bites cow. Oh, cow is in the pool. Oh my goodness, dog is going in the pool after the cow. Oh my goodness, they are in the deep end. They are in the deep end. Oh, dog is biting cow. Cow puts him under the water, dumps him. Oh, he can't get out. He can't get out. They both stuck in the pool, in the deep end, over the head. What in the world? What's this in the background? Oh my goodness, we got a cowboy coming in. We got a cowboy coming in. Oh, he's got a lasso. Oh my goodness. No, two cowboys. Oh my goodness. Cow trying to get out. He's in the shallow end. Lasso. Oh, he's doing a lasso thing. Oh my goodness, he got the cow with the lasso.
It just kept building and building and building and building. He says, what in the hell do we have here? 2 dogs chasing a cow in somebody's backyard. Oh no, dog bites cow. Cow in pool. Oh no, dog bites cow again. Cow dunks dog. I mean, that is just... Wait, what's that in the background? One cowboy. Oh no, we got 2 cowboys. Hey, there's something about backwoods commentary that just gets me every doggone time. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the red on my neck. Who's to say? Who's to know? But there might be the most wild minute I have seen on the internet in quite some time. Who's to say? Who's to know? If you have seen a more wild minute, please send it my way, and I'll be more than happy to have it here on the show, baby. But my friends, your morning laugh number 2 been floating around the internet a little bit. You know, they've been having these, 20 verse 1 type deals, right? Where they line all the women up holding the balloon, to pop the balloon, or the 20 verse 1, there's one guy and they walk one woman in at a time. Well, now they've started to change that a little bit. And some of these content creators, they're bringing on their significant others or their moms or their grandmas, and they're bringing in 20 funny comedians, and they're allowing these comedians to roast their grandmas in front of these influencers. Funniest thing going on right now. And this clip is an example of what has been happening in those lanes. It's made its rounds around the internet just a little bit and came into my algo again last night. And I thought, you know what? We just got to go ahead and bring this here to the show. So maybe you're thinking about giving a gift. And this right here, my friends, is how one influencer gifts another influencer.
Tomorrow, gift game. You got his grandma, right? You think that's funny, little boy? I got your grandma a gift game. You got his grandma, right?
Look at his laugh.
You think that's funny, little boy? I got your grandma a gift game. You got his grandma, right? You think that's funny, little boy?
You think that's funny, little boy? Oh,
Got him.
oh, his bro, one more time. His face at the beginning, dog. It just...
I got your grandma a gift game. You got his grandma, right? You think that's funny, little boy?
He goes,
Bruh.
oh, goodness gracious. Woo! Oh, I got your grandma a gift, gang. Who's to say, who's to know? Oh, man. Oh, that's going there. Your final laugh of the morning, my friends. To really get that belly going, to really get those abs working, to really get those knees a-slapping. My friends, you know the rule. Whenever you see an Arab prank, you don't skip it on the internet. It is one of the rules of 2025. So right now, joining us live is one of them groups of humming beans with your prank of the day. then the dude's laugh was videoing. Oh, geez, that deserves one more. Just one more. Oh, oh. Yes.
Bruh.
Oh my god. The image in my mind just keeps replaying and just spit. There, my friends, is your prank of the day, rounding out your 1, 2, and 3 morning laughs, baby. Okay. Now it's time to get serious. Time to button it up a little bit, all right? Time to get a little more serious on this show, for crying out loud. Hey, shout out to all of you beautiful human beings tapped in, tuned in, locked in live in prime time. If you haven't already, don't be a hoe, share the show, be a friend, tell a friend, let somebody know, because we're about to catch a flow. It's time, my friends, to get into your first segment of the day and do a little reflection over these last 700 episodes, baby. Friends and family, grab out your notebooks and your pens or your pencils, your iPads and your magic pens, your pieces of parchment and your feathery quills, with your nice old large jar of ink. Whatever you might need to keep track of the knowledge and insights about to come your way. Because, my friends, the first arrow of the day is unquivered and about to come your way for your sharpening session. Alrighty then, my friends. Woo! Here we are, back live in prime time for your sharpening session, your first segment of the day. Here on, I keep forgetting, all jacked up. Here on your 700th episode of Forge and Fuel. Here on this wonderful Wednesday morning. It is April the 2nd, 2025, and I hope you're ready to come alive. I almost said February again. I don't know what it is. I'm looking at 2/4, and for some reason I want to say February 4th. I don't know what's going on right now. However, I do know that we're here live on this show. And if you didn't check the title of it, you may not know where we're about to go. If you are just tuning in, you didn't hear what I just said, you may not know what's about to happen. If you didn't check the thumbnail of the day, you don't know what I'm about to say. So let me be the first to get you in the know before we have a little convo on some thoughts from the 700. Thoughts from the 700. You know, my friends, last night I sat back, did a little time to do some reflection, some thinking, some journaling, some praying, all types of good stuff in relation to this show. And I really started to sit back and think, what has this show taught me? You know, I show up every single day and give you some little mindset or some super soldier thing or some little 1%er deal that helps you unlock maybe a new level of the mindset or creation or your ability or whatever it is. So I'm learning those things. But as a grandiose, whole encompassing show, as we learn these things side by side, as we grow together, what else have I learned? What else have I been able to pull away from my journey here with this program, my journey with this company, my second business after my first one failed? Yeah, that's right. I'm man enough to admit it. Most entrepreneurs won't tell you about their failed businesses, but it was one of the best things that could have ever happened to me. At the time, I absolutely thought my life was over. but it taught me so much. And as a matter of fact, the person that I was doing business with at that point in time, we kind of had a falling out. And here only a couple weeks back, we had a great combo just catching up. And how's it going, man? Great to hear. Hey, you're getting married. Good for you, G. Keep doing your damn thing. I see you out there. You know, it's good to have those moments of reflection and going back and realizing how far you've come. So, my friends, the first thing that this show has taught me is that if you feel like you should create a change, then you should go create that change. If you feel like you need to be a light in the darkness, it's because you do need to be a light in the darkness. You know, some of you may have only found this show since it's been Forge and Fuel live on YouTube, Rumble, and X. But this whole concept started in a Discord almost 3 years ago now. I was a part of an NFT project. Some of you OGs are in here. Brew crew! Sheesh. The old Ether Brews. And I was just noticing that in the open chats and some of the different back and forth and things we would have, you know, people were just kind of struggling to find the positivity in life. It wasn't that everything was bad and, oh, the sky was falling. It kind of was. And there just wasn't this positive vibe around. And anytime I would communicate, people would ask, like, man, why are you so positive? You're just always bringing the vibes. You're always bringing the energy. How are you positive? Man, I just want to be the light for others. If I can say one thing that makes somebody change a thought, move a muscle in a positive direction, then I'm doing my job. And you know, a few weeks passed of me being in this NFT project, and I said, you know what? I'm just going to do something for everybody that's around. Anybody that needs it. Every single morning, I'm going to get in the VC, the voice chat, and I'm going to play some music. I'm going to talk a little bit about what's going on in the market, maybe some news, and just give a little motivational message to make people feel good. Maybe it's just reading a little quote, maybe something out of a book. You know, it wasn't formal. There was no real like, oh, this is what it's gonna be. I just wanted to create some change, is all I wanted to do. As I get a little sip of water, I just wanted to be the light that seemed to be a darkness in this NFT space. And so I show up every morning in this Discord, in this voice chat, and I start playing music and having a little conversation. And some of the OGs are in there, the Dr. J's, the Londa Rays, you know, the OGs of the OGs. And one day, Dr. J says to me, he says, hey, why don't you make this a space? I think more people need these vibes. And I said, not me, man. That ain't me. I'm not trying to be popular and clout and all that shit. I don't need that on my plate. I don't want that at all. I just want to be right in here. Everybody's having good vibes. We're all starting the day right. I don't know, man. You should probably think about it. So a little while went by, and then I decided to start it as a space. And we would have just open, real conversations, still doing the same thing, but more people would be able to get involved and come up on the stage. And then that show just continued to grow and develop and become bigger and better. And we would meet more people and new faces came in. And then I realized, man, we need somewhere where everybody can connect and everybody can share these insights and we can go deeper, because we just don't go deep enough in this 2 hours that this show is. So then I launched the Gateway and gave the Diamond Hand fam a place to reside, the community and resource hub of the Diamond Hand Media Group, unlike any other network you've ever been a part of. And then I started feeling like the show wasn't enough. I felt like it wasn't reaching enough eyes, not enough ears, not enough people were seeing the light. It was still way too dark out there on the timeline, especially from guys that I looked up to, people that I knew had value. And I thought, well, if I could get my face out on the timeline more, maybe they could just see these messages and maybe it would start to change their perspectives. Maybe they would start to be the light in whatever area and lane that they are in this crazy content creation game we find ourselves in. So I say, you know what? It can't be Java and Jams. As the show became out of that little VC, it didn't even have a name. It just was showing up. It became Java and Jams. And I said, well, Can't play music because of the DMCA rules and all that shit and copyrights. So you know what? Let's switch it up. Forge and fuel. We're going into the forge. As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. Gonna give them that fuel to get ready, to get gassed up, to just get in the vehicle of life and smash through every doggone obstacle that's in the path and make it to the finish line. And I'm so proud to see that that is what this show has become. And I look back from the first Java and Jams and the Door shows that I would do, and I didn't know what I was doing. I was just putting stuff together, just trying to be the light. And now I'm so tapped in. I think about these things in a totally different way. I'm always trying to find a new mindset, find a new lane, find a new way to level up. I don't know it all. I may be the guy that shows up every single day and is on camera and talking into the microphone and has the messages, but I don't know it all. And I never did this to become rich. Not in, I guess, in the traditional way that everybody wants you to become rich, but the way that I mentioned yesterday, rich in mindset, rich in growth, rich in energy, frequency, vibrations, rich in knowing you're doing the right thing no matter what that bank account says. Because as I said it yesterday, if you continue to stay in the race, regardless of whatever that bank account says, you're already in the winner's circle. Because that is the reason why so many businesses fail and so many people pack it in, is because of the financial issues. But I promise you, if you pack it in because of that, you're always going to have financial issues. You're always going to live paycheck to paycheck. It's always going to be a source of struggle. But if you can make it through, if you can keep pushing, I promise you, you're going to have more than you will ever need. And you will be able to use that to continue creating more and more and more and more change. And that's exactly why I do this. I never did this to become rich and have everybody look at me and Capp, you're so amazing and you're a celebrity. Nah, that's part of the game. That's part of what comes with it. But I want people to say, because of you, I did. You know, I was talking with somebody the other day. He was sharing a new business idea he has, and he's been working on this whole thing. He's got all these tests rocking. He's sharing me the numbers, doing this whole thing. So I started sharing some ideas with him, just, 30,000 foot view. I was seeing it, and he started getting real quiet. I said, hey, you all right over there? He said, man, you fuck around and got my mind spinning all many other directions I didn't even think of. I said, hey, man, you hang around with me long enough, I'm going to fuck around and get you to believing and you can do anything. And he just started laughing. And I said, man, if that's all I try to do, that's all I want to do in people's lives, is just be that change. So if you feel in your heart, in your mind, in your soul, that you need to be a change in this world, in whatever lane that is, it doesn't need to be a podcast. It doesn't need to be content. Whatever it is, if it's starting a damn animal shelter, if it's starting an after-school program, whatever it is, if you feel that, then go be that change. It might just be the best thing you ever decided to do. The second thing this show has taught me is to not be afraid to stand up for what you believe in. Not be afraid to put 10 toes down and say, this is who I am. This is what I believe. This is the truth. Here is the line in the sand. From hence you don't cross. There is good and there is evil, and you know what this side is on. So if you are on that opposite side, stay far away from me. And you've heard people come up when it was Java and Jams, if you're part of the OGs, oh, Capp, you had not talked that way. You certainly ought to show, you probably shouldn't cuss so much. Well, I've shared this story before. My mom said that to me when I first started this journey. Cole, you probably shouldn't cuss so much. As your mom, I said, Ma, you ain't got to watch. Oh. And you see Mama Capp every single day live in the chat over there by my side, rocking and rolling through this entire journey. I'm never going to try to be something I'm not. I'm never going to try and package this up and try and be like some other motivational speaker or some other inspirational speaker. And if you notice, if you pay attention, when I'm in certain different areas and lanes and I need to be a chameleon, if you will, I dial it back. But people tune into this show because they know they're going to get it real, raw, and fucking open. They're not going to have any cookie cutter shit. They're not going to have somebody, oh, it's okay, sweetheart, and we can be, it's going to be okay. And that's my audience. That's who I sell to. And if you don't like that, you don't have to tune in. I'm not trying to be the change in your life. You will never see it, so why would I struggle to get you to see it? I am going for the people who see it. The people who have been down in the laurels, down in the deep, dark depths, just like me, and have watched me over these last 3 to 5 years completely become a brand new version of myself, go from the depths all the way to the heights with brand new opportunities to find new mountaintops. I know so many people are there too. And if I can say that thing that fires you up, and I don't say it in some sweetheart little rainbows, puppy dogs, and unicorns way, rather say we're in the muck and mire, we're deep in the shits together, let's do it, then why would I not? Why would I try to be something I'm not? Why would I try to push something I don't believe in? Why would I try to bolster things that I don't even understand? If you believe in something and it is the real, raw, open version of you, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks because you know you. The only time judgment matters is when you don't know you. You don't know your intention. You don't know why you do the things you do. Then judgment matters. So don't be afraid to stand up for what you believe in. Third thing I've learned is you should become highly proficient in pivots. No matter what you're doing in this life, if you are an entrepreneur, small business owner, you're just a regular 9-to-5er, you're an investor, whatever it might be, you need to become proficient in pivots. You will have business plans. You will have roadmaps. In case you guys didn't realize, if this hasn't clicked for you yet, you know why all those NFT projects failed? Because they had roadmaps. They had everything listed out. Everybody knew this is what I'm investing in. This is what I'm going to get. And when inevitably things don't go as planned, when inevitably an obstacle arises that we did not foresee, when inevitably euphoria comes back down to earth, we get out of the 2%, woo, everything's great, and we get back into the 98% of, oh shit, what the fuck? Then everything starts to hit the fan. And that's when you got to pivot. That's when you got to be able to do something different. Hey, everybody, we got to go in this direction. And that's why they failed. Because they couldn't say, hey, everybody, we got to go in this direction. Whoa, I invested this. This is on the roadmap. Why hasn't this been delivered yet? Why do you think businesses don't post their business plans on their website? Because if they did, people would invest in them for a certain thing. And when inevitably the market shifts literally overnight sometimes now with technology, the people would be like, oh, wait, they don't know what they're doing. They got no clue. Newsflash, nobody knows what they're doing. Nobody knows shit, consig. So you just show up. But when you tell everybody your plans and this is what's happening, they're going to have more to pick at. They're going to have more to, oh, see, you don't know what you're doing. Oh, you're going in this way. Real G's move in silence like lasagna. And that's why I've always kept a little more secret with what I do and what's coming around the corner, why you got to stay tapped in if you want to know what's happening around the Diamond Hand Media Group. And that's why getting in the gateway and being a full-time member of the fam is so important, because that's the first place I go. That's the first spot I tell everything that's going on. I don't really put it on the timeline. I say it a little bit on this show, not until it's out there live in the prime time, because it's always been for me to under promise and over deliver, because I'm able to pivot throughout that under promising. Because maybe I say something, I'm gonna say, oh, I'm gonna do this, and then all of a sudden, whoa, I can't do that. That's okay. I gotta go in a totally different direction. And now everybody's all watered up for this thing when that thing's way on 30 back burners. I'm not even thinking about that thing anymore, but somebody's expecting that to come into reality. So become proficient in pivots. And in order to become proficient in pivoting, you got to move in silence. You got to make the moves. You don't broadcast your moves to the world, because If you want to deal with a little hate, you want to deal with some shade, you go ahead, tell people. They're just going to tell you you're stupid. They're just going to tell you, see, we told you you couldn't. We told you you weren't going to be able to. We told you so. Well, if you want that, go ahead. Use it as fire. Do whatever you want to do. Either way, just become proficient in pivoting. Another thing I learned is that in order to find success, whatever that looks like for you, in order to attain the things, whatever you're chasing after, the things you need, the little fire flame on the inside you keep dumping gas on, in order to achieve those things, you have to focus all your energy, frequency, and vibrations on them. There is no other option. And some of you have said to me that watch this show, and if you haven't said it to me, I hope it's apparent to you as well. But, you know, over the last few weeks, I've gone through some changes and gone through some level ups and some mindsets and really sat back and reflected and got back in touch the real way I needed to with God. And I realized I was locked into this. This was my purpose. This was my passion. It was my full-time deal, but I wasn't this locked in. I was always looking for an out. I'll be honest with you guys. I was looking for another job only a few weeks ago, thinking, oh, I got to pick up some part-time deal, you know, make some ends meet, do this, do that. And then I started realizing I'm going to put my half-ass into that. I'm going to put my half-ass into the Diamond Hand Media Group, and neither one of those things are going to go anywhere. And I'm just going to be sitting here spinning in fucking circles. And what I really need to do, my purpose and my passion, is never going to truly be fulfilled. So what I need to do is stop taking fragments of my energy and putting it here and putting it here and putting it in worry and worrying about the haters and all the shit. The energy, the frequency, the vibration is all on DHMG, all on Forge and Fuel, all on Decoding the Divide, all on the J&J Weekend Getaway. Every single moment. There is not a moment from when I wake up at 5:30, 6 in the morning, somewhere in between there, do my prayers, to when I go to bed at 11:30 that I'm not thinking about DHMG, that I'm not doing something for DHMG, whatever area or lane or avenue that is. And if you are an entrepreneur, you know what that is. You know what that, especially if you're a successful entrepreneur, you know what those beginning phases are. And that's where I'm at right now. So any support, any share, any getting in the gateway, any getting, you know, merch on Mine and Shine Apparel, I don't push these things because I'm not a fucking shill. I'm not trying to just, oh, I'm only here for money and I'm going to do the same thing everybody else is doing. Duh. I want to be different. But yes, we could greatly use your support. If you're tuned in right now, shout out to 95 of you watching my goofy ass right now. If you're tuned in and you're not in the gateway, if you're fired up with this right now, obviously you are, or you wouldn't be here. If you're thinking, damn, I want to support, I want to make sure Diamond Hand Media Group succeeds. I want to make sure Capp succeeds. I want to make sure I'm a part of this. You know what? He's always talking about, if he succeeds, I'm going to succeed. If I just buy in, why don't I just buy in? Do that. Yes, we can use your support 150%. And I hope you see the passion, the fire, the desire that I have to bring all of these things I'm talking about into fruition and just keep making everything that's already into fruition bigger and better. So whatever it might be, even if you can only support with a little like, a little repost, a little share, you see a clip, you put it out, it means the world. Because, my friends, nobody thinks you're cool until everybody thinks you're cool. And if you guys think I'm cool, if you think this is cool, well, then let somebody know. Because I look back, and Joe Rogan never marketed the Joe Rogan experience. He just sat in a basement and talked back and forth and said some bullshit and then had a better studio and a better studio. And now he's in Austin, the biggest fucking podcast in the game. Because he just never quit. He never sold out. He never let some company come in and take 50% or whatever. He always stayed true to him, no matter how many people threw shade at him, no matter how many people told him he had to talk differently, no matter how many people told him he shouldn't bring those people on his show, the show shouldn't go. He stayed him. And now everyone knows him, but he's not in bright lights. The only time you really see Joe is when he's on the Joe Rogan Experience, or you go out of your way to go see him at a comedy show. He has disappeared and done exactly what I talk about. So, my friends, that's all we're trying to do around here. And we have a whole community and network with a very, very distinct purpose and vision that if you are a part of it now, when 2027 rolls around, 2030, 2035, if you invested in it now, I promise you the returns are going to be something you can't even believe. I can't even envision it. I see the vision, but I know it's going to work out in ways that I can't even fathom. As Ephesians 3:20 says, now to him who could do more than we could ever guess or expect in our wildest dreams. I've given it to him. I've put all my energy, frequency, vibration into him, and then he directs it. That's how locked in I am. This is a gift from God. I am illuminated by the Creator. He has placed me here to do this, my friends. This is not funny, ha. This is real deal change. And I appreciate all of you that have supported like mad to help us just get to this point. Thank you to all you OGs of the Diamond Ham fam. All of you have showed up every single day for the last 700 episodes. Thank you. That's almost 2 years of dedication. And you've shown up too. Not just me on this side of the screen. You're on that side of the screen too. And those of you that have been here every single day, I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much. The support is things I can't put into words. Thank you. Another thing I noticed, another thing I've learned, just a few more things, is to see the red flags. You know, we could pull up the old Door Show playlist, and you could see all the people, all the founders whose NFTs I bought, whose communities I pushed, whose people or my people I pushed to become part of their people. And unfortunately, a lot of those didn't work out. And I saw red flags, but I decided, nah, that's a good person. If you see the red flags waving, you got to notice them. You got to, as much as it hurts, as much as you don't want to see it, as much as you think, no, that can't be, no. You got to see the red flags. Because I said a quote on Instagram, TikTok, I can't remember if I put it out on X or not. The quote was, if you get on the wrong bus, make sure you get off at the first stop. Because if you don't, the return fare will always cost you more than the fare that took you there. I'm not talking about bus trips. And that can be personal relationships, that can be sensual relationships, that can be significant others, that can be business relationships, whatever it is. And maybe sometimes you're better as friends than as business partners. Maybe sometimes you have people around you that you really like their energy, you love their vibe, you love who they are, but maybe you just see differently when it comes to business. Maybe you just don't see eye to eye, right? And, you know, I could very easily come to this show and talk about all the shit that people have done to me, all the stabbing in the back that has happened over these 700 episodes. But what good would that do me? Now I started thinking about it pre the show. I'm going to talk about that. Why? That's putting energy into things that don't even matter. And if that person proved that they can't stay consistent, persistent, no matter what happens, and some goofy 29-year-old can drain bank accounts, drain 401ks, sell investments, do whatever it takes to make this shit happen, why can't they? So maybe the red flags were there all along, and maybe you see the red flags, and maybe you're thinking about things right now. It's like, damn, make the cut. I know it hurts. I know it sucks. I know it's never fun, but I promise you, if you make the cut, the weight will become lighter and you'll be able to move just a little smoother. And on the other end of that spectrum, I've also learned to notice the green lights. Notice that you can just keep the car going around the track. The green lights are always on as long as you keep that energy, frequency, and vibration tapped in. Opportunities are endless. but you don't see opportunities when you're worried about your grip on the steering wheel of the car of life and you're trying to keep it perfectly in the lines and oh my gosh, you notice the green lights when you release control. You allow somebody else to drive the car for you, and you just notice that you're hitting green light after green light after green light. Opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. Yeah, maybe obstacle. Yeah, maybe loss. Yeah, maybe failure. Damn sure trial and tribulation. But maybe opportunity too. Maybe lesson. Maybe new chance to flourish. Maybe brand new triumph. But it's all if you choose to see those green lights. Or do you see them as red lights in your path? Oh, this is an obstacle. I got to stop. Oh, no. Oh, this is an opportunity. Shit, I better hammer down right now. This is the moment I'm about to hit that wall. I got to have enough momentum to get right through that wall. Oh, shit. Boo. Oh, we made it through. Whoa. No way we made. Wow. Oh, well, okay. I guess I'm going to keep going. Oh, no. Here comes another one. Wait. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's a green light. That's a green light. Just an opportunity, not an obstacle. It's that simple. That's why the rich get richer. They don't believe in their doubt. They believe in their vision. What's driving the car? Your fear or your vision? As we heard Afnan Khalifa say yesterday, notice the green lights and don't intentionally turn them into red lights. And the last thing that I've really learned over the last 700 episodes here is that you need to let go. Let the fuck go. Stop trying to control everything. Stop trying to take action. Stop trying to accomplish everything in this world. Stop trying to do it all. Because I promise you it's never going to work. It's never going to work. Let go of control and watch how much control you gain. And when I speak of letting go, you're letting it go into the Creator's hands. Because as I said yesterday, you are of the universe, not in it. The universe is not happening to you. It is happening through you. You are writing an equation that is adding to the infinite code that is our universe. And the code has already been written. But just like the butterfly effect, if you insert into the equation, it's going to ripple through the code. And doors are going to open and close in your favor that you didn't even know existed. But you will never see those doors if you keep trying to control them. You have to let go. You know, when I mentioned it yesterday, when one door closes, another door opens, but sometimes it's hell in the hallway. And maybe sometimes you're trying to control the walk way too much in the hallway. And then you get to the door and you've forgotten everything you've learned and you're just ripping on that door. Come on, I know I'm ready. What the hell? And you just can't get it to open. But the moment you let go, you release control of trying to open that door, all of a sudden, you realize it was a push door all along. You realize it was easy. And you also realize that as you push it open, it becomes easier to go in and out of it. You're never stuck in a room. You can always get back in the hallway, back in the process, into the next thing, because it's all part of your equation. Whatever feels right. You're not just a pawn in this system. You are literally writing the math that the system runs on. Infinite source code. Think about Socrates. Think about Pythagoras. Think about the flower of life. Did these guys know about some source code that the universe ran on? And did they know that all they had to do was continue to write the equation and that the code already existed? And if we utilize our energy, frequency, and vibrations in tune with our creator and what we're supposed to do, whatever we're thinking about, no matter how long, how hard, how trialing the road is, we will eventually get there. Is that what they were trying to tell us? Maybe think about that. As you think about all my thoughts from the last 700. Those, my friends, are the main things I've learned, the main things I've taken away, and the main reasons why I find myself in the position that I do today. Again, thank you to each and every one of you that have tuned in live, watched recordings, shared the show, been here through this entire journey. I appreciate you guys from the bottom of my heart, and I promise you, the best is yet to come.
Oh, yeah!
Where am I? That's kind of blacked out. Deezy, are you still here? Oh, yeah, you're okay. Oh, geez. Oh, what's going on? It's kind of blacked out right there.
Bruh.
Enjoyed that. Hope you guys liked the thoughts, the perspectives. Seemed like you did. Nobody left. We only kept gaining people. So, hey, shout out to all you beautiful human beings tuning in live in prime time, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Shout out to you. If you're enjoying this morning's program, don't be a host. Share the show. Be a friend. Tell a friend. Let somebody know you think could use these vibes. And we will continue to roll out and catch a flow as we continue to go and have this proverbial show train steaming on down. As we make our way all the way down those tracks towards Perspective Station, and we get into your second segment of the day, my friends. It is officially time for that second arrow to come out of the quiver and be blasted your way as we get into your Reaction Refinery. Alrighty then, my friends. Here we are back live in prime time for your second segment of the day, your Reaction Refinery, here on episode 700 of Forge and Fuel on this wonderful Wednesday morning, Hump Day, April the 2nd, 2025. I hope you're ready to keep coming alive because we got plenty more vibes on this side ready to slide your way. And if you don't know, you won't know. But as per usual, we got 1, 2, 3, and 4 clips coming your way on this here Reaction Refinery Wednesday. So we kick things off. I don't have anybody to shout out today. Well, excuse me. I could have shouted out some people, but I would have had to done a lot of digging to try and find their names in it. It's all right. We'll just shout them out. We'll just watch the clips. No problem. Well, the first two anyway, we're only going to be seeing hands writing on paper, so I couldn't really shout anybody out anyway. So, my friends, clip number 1 is something we haven't seen in a long time. We've done a clip like this before, but usually they're reels or some high-level humming being talking. However, this is some cold, hard facts, some straight, actionable truths on why your life is a mess.
Life is a mess because you're stuck in your head instead of creating a plan which leads to clarity. For that, raise your frequency by asking yourself, which people drain my energy? Align with what truly matters to you by asking yourself, when was the last time I felt deeply at peace? Uncover your why by asking yourself, what is my deeper motivation for this life? Get to know your belief system by asking yourself, what are my top 3 principles I live by? Clarify your vision by asking yourself, thinking about my life as a movie, how would it look like? And commit to taking action for 21 days, and for that, follow my challenge in the caption.
I didn't bring the challenge in the caption, but how about that? How simple is that? Your life is a mess because you're stuck in your head. Instead of getting those thoughts on paper, making a plan, and going towards clarity. And you notice how the first thing on that list is to retune your frequency. Talked about it ad nauseum yesterday, and I've talked about it ad nauseum on this show. That's the lie that they tell us. That there is only one channel playing. Yes, no, do this, don't do that. Try this, don't try this. Do or do not, my friends. There is no try. Shout out to Yoda. Maybe The universe is an infinite symphony of frequencies, and you can tune into anyone you want at any given time. And how do you change that frequency? Not only by asking that question, like, who drains my energy, but what things drain my energy? What things am I frequently seeing to set my frequency? What am I watching? What am I listening to? What am I reading? What am I visualizing? How do I speak to myself? Shout out Joshua Medcalf, chop wood, carry water. Been a long time since we talked about that. Doggone, it's about time to bring old J Med back to this show. Who's to say, who's to know? But that's the key. Retuning your frequency, cutting out the things that are taken away from your energy, getting that energy right, pouring it into the direction that you want to go, and then watching yourself vibrate at a higher level. If you want to understand the secrets of this universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibrations. I'm the modern day Nikola Tesla, chicken suckers. I'm out here. I ain't got all the books and the patents, but I'm out here telling you the secrets, for crying out loud. Nobody else wants to tell you this shit. What other motivational speaker is showing up and telling you about the source code, the flower of life, and how you can become the best version of you by simply attuning your frequency, getting your energy focused on the right things, and watching your life vibrate to higher and higher levels? Wow. Who would have thunk? You can change your life. You can get out of that rut. You can break out of the mess that easily by just getting into a little momentum. Who's to say? Who's to know? Your second clip of the second segment of the show features another hand writing on a page, but this time it is a male instead of a female. Yes, only two genders on this here flat plane floating rock we find ourselves on. Male and female. Who say, who's to know? A little subtle clap and just stick it in the side one time. Your second clip of the morning features this young man who is giving us some perspective, furthering the point here of why we stay stuck.
Biggest and most important concepts I want you to understand in business is that speed is everything. It's not about being perfect, it's about being fast. The faster you move, the quicker you'll learn and outspace your competition. Most people waste time overthinking and chasing perfection, but in reality, success comes to those who execute first and refine later. Speed will create momentum, and momentum will open opportunities for you. Think about it. When you launch quickly, you get real feedback, not guesses. Waiting too long means you're stuck in a theory while someone else is testing in the real world. Customers don't care if it's perfect, they care if it solves their problem. The faster you put something out there, the faster you can improve and grow. Speed also builds trust. Clients and partners want to work with people who act decisively and deliver fast. It shows confidence and competence. In business, hesitation will cost you time, money, and opportunities. So don't wait for everything to feel ready. Just start, because speed beats perfection every single time.
Man, hold on. I'll be right back. I just thought of a thing in a book, and the book's sitting over there. It's take me 2 seconds. Hold on, everybody. We'll be all right. You can relax. You can handle me not being on the screen for a moment. Everything's gonna be okay. All right, everything will be all right. I just thought of this good point in this book that is I've been reading, Way of the Seal. If you don't know, you won't know. I actually made a little video about some dolphins in regard to this book here yesterday. However, I just got through the 6th chapter, Break Things, and I thought this fit real well here. It just came to my mind. And the 4 things that he touches on are applying total commitment, failing forward fast, navigating gaps for opportunity, and innovating and adapting quickly. Did I not just talk about that just about 10 minutes, first segment of the day, applying total commitment, putting all your energy, your attention, your efforts, your drive, your motivation into that thing, going and doing it, failing fast forward. You notice you fail forward as long as all your energy and your focus and your attention is on that thing. Even if it's a failure, it's not a failure. It's a brand new chance to flourish because you're going forward. Even if you fell down, you fell on your face forward, not backward, looking up at the sky. Oh, no. Oh, shit, this dirt tastes kind of good. Well, let me rub that off. All right, back to it. Navigating gaps for opportunity, noticing the green lights. Are they obstacles or opportunity? Knowing how to navigate them, becoming proficient in pivoting and innovating and adapting quickly. You put it out, not being afraid to put it out, and then being able to pivot, adapt, try different things, try new things, go here, go there. And, you know, that whole speed he's talking about is just fail fast, fail forward fast, fail forward fast. That's the 3 F's. That's what you got to remember about failure. It's not about only failing fast because maybe you're going backwards. Fail forward fast. A front-sided focus is what Mark Divine talks about in his book, a front-sided focus. And maybe we talk a little bit about that for tomorrow's sharpening session. I'll save some of those thoughts. Maybe we come to that. But I also thought of this quote. It's actually a Russ lyric. And he says, direction is way more important than speed. And I kind of agree with that as well. Both sides of the coin here, 2 different perspectives. Is the failing forward fast. What Russ is talking about is the failing forward fast. Direction more important than speed. So if you're failing backwards, that shit don't fucking matter. But if you got a vision, if you know where you're going, if you're failing forward fast, you're going to get to those things. You know that the quote, the poem that I've said a couple times on this show and different iterations of it. We all know a person aiming at nothing is sure to hit it. Absolutely. If you're going after nothing, if you're just failing at nothing, yeah, you are just failing. You're just failing at life. But if you're going forward, if you're directing your energy, if you're giving everything you got, you fail forward, yeah, the opportunity to flourish is going to come. That's how these mindsets work, my friends. You go forward regardless. And then eventually, by going forward, you realize all of a sudden you made it up a doggone mountain and you didn't even realize you became a mountain climber. It's that easy. Don't stay stuck at the bottom of the mountain. Fail fast. Fail quick. Your third clip of the morning, my friends, features a little video from a dojo. And this man, you'll notice him. I wish I would have brought his name. He's all over InstaSlam and Facebook, here, there, and everywhere, posting all types of good reels and videos and just high-level motivational content. Would love to actually have a conversation with him on this show sometime. However, we joined him in his dojo this morning to be a fly on the wall and get some perspective on why we should focus on the problem, not the distraction.
Look at me. You can still see this, right? Deal with your anxiety. Punch it down. No. Good. Relax. Nothing has happened yet, son.
Whichever leg he got back,
If you respond on a what if, you will get in trouble.
You got it just like that. That's
you
how
have
you
to
want
wait
to
some time before you
Y'all
make that
get that?
decision.
Y'all
If you move too soon, move now, move just like you did, I'll abort. It just hit you in your head. Stand back up. Move when you think you should move on this weapon. Do you understand? Now, let's go.
Good. Shine. Set up. Shalom. Good.
All right, let's step it up. Back up, quick. There you go. Back up. Yes. Big difference. You got it? It's not this. It's me. I'm the problem. Keep your eyes focused on the problem, not the distraction.
Notice in there where he told him to deal with his anxiety. Don't flinch. Don't move. Stop. Watch me. Stop reacting. Respond. Watch what's going on. You're just instantly cowering and, oh no, I'm going to get hit. The worst is about to happen. Ah! How often do we do that in life? We just cower. We get afraid. We turn. Those flaming arrows start to come and, oh shit, I'm going to get pierced through. Instead of standing tall, watching the flaming arrows come and grabbing them out of the sky one at a time and cracking them right over the doggone knee. There's no way you'll be able to do that if you're turned away from the challenges. If you're turned away and you're worried about all the distractions, about what could, should, and might happen. But if you're focused on the problem, the flaming arrows coming right at you, you're going to be able to deal with said problem. And even if it's a failure, at least you had your eyes up so you can keep going forward. You can keep pushing. Don't focus on the distractions. Don't worry about the path. Don't worry about the scenery, all the shit. Focus on the light. Focus on the one that can not only get you to the problem, but get you through the problem. And also sit closer to him. If your problem seems so doggone big and God seems real small, I promise you it's the other way around. You're just choosing not to sit closer to him. Your fourth and final clip of the morning, my friends, is some real interesting perspective. I was actually down. I'm not sure what this page is actually. I could probably pull it up real quick. Who's to know? What's the name of this page? Where's my mindset? Mindset. Well, come on. What are you doing? Mindset. Best of philosophy at Bot Philosophy Q on X is where I got some of these videos actually yesterday. I was down the rabbit hole. I was like, wow, these are actually really good. So, my friends, this is some perspective. I think some real interesting thoughts. Maybe it makes you think about some current, previous, past relationships, whatever it might be, future relationships, I don't know. But this right here is some interesting perspective on how to know if someone is evil.
He has evil tendencies. And this is a simple law that has held throughout history, time and time again. It states the most dangerous people never have regrets, only explanations. And what that means is, well, do you ever notice how some people never admit when they're wrong? How they always have a reason, an excuse, a way to twist the situation so they're never at fault? How they act like the victim, even when they're the ones who caused the damage. Now compare that to someone who actually owns their mistakes, someone who doesn't twist the truth to look good, someone who doesn't make excuses, but instead makes things right. One of them is always justifying. The other takes responsibility. And so if you want to know if somebody has evil tendencies, don't focus on how they hurt you. Look at whether or not they justify it.
Wow. If that doesn't bring it into perspective right there for you, I don't know what will. Just choose to be good. Just choose to be good. And how do you do that? The buck stops here. What part of this is mine? I came to the party. I caused the hurt. I caused the problem. I broke the dish. How can I fix it? What do I got to do to get into the solution? How do I find the next best path? And unfortunately, so many people in this life don't have the ability to do that. Take accountability, to take responsibility, to say, yeah, you know what? I probably should stop acting this way. I probably should stop doing this. Rather, they would just want to keep justifying it and throwing shade and keep going down the wrong rabbit hole for no damn reason whatsoever. It just creates more turmoil, more bullshit. When if you just take responsibility, take accountability, how can anybody be mad at that? I mean, yeah, you know what? It's my fault. I suck, bro. I really missed the mark on that one. I really wish I wouldn't have done these things. I'm working on it. I'm trying to be a better man. Obviously, I haven't learned all I need to learn. How can anybody be mad at that? And, you know, I take accountability live in primetime on this show. I say when I mess up. I say when I don't always hit the mark. I still struggle with anger. I still struggle with certain things. And I'm way better than I am. Maybe once in a blue moon now, I get that anger, but you know, I'm still not perfect. I still have to work on these things, and that's my fault. That's nobody else's fault. Somebody cut me off in traffic. And I get mad. That's my fault. I don't have the ability to control my emotions. And if I can't control my emotions, how can anyone expect me to control anything? How can they believe in me to build a business, to make events, to make sure things go and flow the right way if I can't even control my emotions? It's real simple. And, man, if people are just pointing the finger, wagging it out there, saying, this person did me wrong, this person, yeah, instead of just saying, yeah, you know what, this is what it is. It's a real easy way to tell what side of that line somebody might be standing on. Well, there you have it, my friends. Your 1, 2, 3, and 4 clips of your second segment of the day, your reaction Refinery. Drop the big bombs on them. My friends, it's now time for your third and final segment of the day where we dive into the live chat. We connect with you, the live viewer, baby. And I've been seeing that chat hopping and popping, or that chat hopping and popping all morning long. So if you're on YouTube, if you're on Rumble, if you're on X, hop in the live chat right now if you haven't already. And if you got something burning on the brain, melting on the heart, festering on the soul in regards to a topic I covered, maybe something out in left field, maybe a question in regards to something I said, or maybe a question in regards to an obstacle you're dealing with and how you need help turning it into an opportunity, drop it live in prime time into the chat. And after we get through this brief transition, we will get into your third and final segment of the day. It is time for your Answers from the Anvil. Alrighty then, my friends. Here we are back live in prime time for your third and segment of the day, your Answers from the Anvil, baby. Here on episode 700 of Forge and Fuel on this wonderful Wednesday morning, April the 2nd, 2025. And I've been seeing y'all come alive all morning long. So, without further hesitation or delay, DEEZYY, you know what to do, my guy. Who we got out there today? And Donnie Delta 24, the first one in the chat, GM Peeps, dancing in the rain this morning and creating sunshine for others. Yes, ma'am. I woke up some big lightning bolts. God was telling me, wake up. It was funny. My alarm went off 5:45, and I was like, oh, I can sleep till 6. And I mean, it wasn't the moment that thought left my noggin, all of a sudden, kaboom, boom, 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 just the craziest lightning and thunder. I was like, oh, okay, God, my bad, I'm up, my bad. And I got out of bed. And the whole rest of the morning, not another strike of lightning, not a single other thunderbolt. I was like, okay, appreciate you. Thanks for waking me up. Thank you. Whoever said sunshine brings happiness has never danced in the rain. Shout out, Aunt Donnie. Appreciate you being with me on this journey. Nick's Vlogs, the man, the myth, the legend. Great morning, FNF fam. Great morning, Nicky boy. How you doing? Great to see you, guy. Appreciate you starting your day the right way. Mama Capp, Kim Jones, live in the building, episode 700. Way to go. Appreciate you, Mama Bear. Wouldn't be without your support, your constant pushing of this brand, of me, of everything we do. Thank you for all your love and support in front of everybody here. I really, really appreciate you. If you guys don't know, this is my real life Mama Bear. And without her, I wouldn't be able to do half the things I do every single day. One of the biggest blessings God has given me in my life. So shout out, Mama Bear. We love you. Appreciate you. Angel SD, Mr. Pecuero. Great morning, my friends. Great morning to you, Mr. SD. Hope you're having a solid start to the day on the specific side of things, baby. The beautiful Bella Rossi with the new vehicular device whipping around and drifting through those rush hour traffics. Great morning, everyone. Have a fantastic day. Great morning to you. Hope you have a fantastic day, young lady. JK Big Time. GM Crush the Day. Shout out to you. Right back your way. Our nation's capital connection. We appreciate the hell out of you, good sir. Mrs. Metal with her usual daily reminder. She says, great morning. Today's reminder, be proud of every step forward, every little achievement, no matter how small. You don't owe explanations to anyone. You're the one walking in your shoes, so be proud. Absolutely, Mrs. Metal. Love that reminder. Appreciate you and the Hubsand. Shout out to Mr. Metal. We love the Metal Crazies. Appreciate y'all both being rock solid members of the Diamond Hand fam. You guys are absolutely awesome. Thank you for all your love and your support. Appreciate the hell out of both of you. Mr. G. Lou, GMGM, Lou, great morning to you. Hope you're having a solid start to the day, my guy. Great to see you live in prime time. And Mr. G. Lou, wherever you are out there this morning. Dimitri Liakos, each show becomes more fire. Oh, well, thank you, young lady. I appreciate that. Your genuine personality is exactly why I tune in. Thank you guys for doing this every day. Thanks, D. I appreciate you. Real, raw, and open. That's the only way I know how to be. Shout out to each and every one of you, man. We appreciate you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for helping us get to 700. Thanks for the vibes this morning. Each and every one of you, man. Thanks for starting your day the right way. You could have started it a million and one other ways, invested your time and your energy and your attention, your most hard-earned assets any other way. And the fact that you did here, we are forever grateful. And we'll continue to pay that back to you by showing up each and every day on the consistent, persistent pursuit of our passions, giving you that high-quality ROI and being right by your side while you pursue yours. My friends, shout out to each and every one of you. That does it for sliding through the chat. Appreciate y'all getting your days started the right way here at FNF, baby. But that is all we got coming your way segment-wise here this morning. However, we do have a few reminders, a couple of updates, and things going on right here now live in the prime time. Number one, I mentioned the Gateway a few times over the duration of this program. If you don't know, you won't know, but the Gateway is the all-in-one community and resource hub dedicated to consistent mental, physical, and financial growth, turning average human beings into doggone super soldiers each and every day. It's the home of the Diamond Hand fam, and this week we have a monthly networking meeting. Little Freudian slip, sorry. Monthly networking meeting tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 Central, 5:30 in the mountains, and 4:30 specifically. We're going to be diving into all the latest and greatest Diamond Hand Media Group, what's happening. If you ain't ever been to a networking meeting before, it ain't like any type of networking meeting you've ever been to. I promise you that. You see me every single day. What am I going to do? Bring your 3 opportunities and your 2 referrals and let's sit around and listen to stupid shit. Who's say, who's no, I don't really feel like doing that. So maybe tune in, and maybe you're feeling like you might just want to check things out. So we give you a 7-day free trial. We let you do that, no doubt. So if you want to experience the full package of the Diamond Hand Media Group's Gateway, you can start your 7-day free trial and begin your journey to new levels of life today. Also, hey, Deez, would you mind, if you could you pull up Mine and Shine Apparel? Is that possible? Is that too much? Okay, you got me? Pull up Mine and Shine Apparel. There may or may not be a brand new collection in there. You might see it as you go to the vault and scroll down just a little bit. But there is a Spring into Fresh Threads brand new collection that is dropped. If you were paying attention last night, it dropped late in the evening. I was sitting here thinking, I said, what am I holding on to these for? People need some fresh spring threads. It's starting to get a little warmer outdoors. They need some things that they can be shining so bright. People say, whoa, where did you get that from? And they could stand all tall and be like, I got it from Mine and Shine Apparel. I'm a doggone super soldier. Yeah, that's right. You ain't seen nothing like this anywhere else. So maybe dropped a few things yesterday. Who's to say, who's to know? And as Deez gets this pulled up, oh, look at that. Perfect time. A little Spring into Fresh Threads, my friends. We got you a little Savage mode. It says Savage on the front. Might have a little something on the back. A little Create Your Own Sunshine. Some professional statue smashers. We got a little Fierce and Fearless for you. We also had a request. I can't, but I know a guy. On the back, it says Ephesians 3:20. Now to him who was able to do more than we could ever guess or expect in our wildest dreams. Look at that. That's what the back looks like. A little Ephesians 3:20 right there for you. And then we put the Savage mode on the tank. And then we put a little Sweat Today, Smile Tomorrow on the tank for you as well. Hit that Savage mode, D, so they can see the back of that tank one time. Who's know what might be going on there? Ooh, shit. Oh, shit. A little tiger, a little dragon, a little feeling of that, a little mixed martial arts, a little Savage mode. I'll tell you, you can get that in a t-shirt too if you like that. I like the graffiti, the statue, man. We got some pretty nice little drop. Just a little drop, 5 shirts, 2 tanks, little something, get you spring into some fresh threads. And then here, I thought it was a new month. Why not? And then, I've been looking at some other stuff that they got available and some things we can use and things we can. I said, ooh. So I got there will be some more new drops as we get into the warmer weather and some things that you can rock on top of your head, on your feet, on your bosom, on your chesticles. There's going to be all types of stuff coming out. So keep your eyes peeled on Mine and Shine Apparel. Also, here very soon, very, very soon, you will be seeing more information about the 3rd annual J&J Weekend Getaway. This is, if you don't know, a weekend-long Friday, Saturday, and Sunday all-inclusive networking event. And it is not a networking event where you go to a venue, you sit down, and you got to sit there and fucking listen to people you don't even know talk about shit you don't even care about. It is also not a all-inclusive networking event that you're going to have to worry about food and drink, that you're going to have to worry about transportation, that you're going to have to worry about all these little odds and ends outside of just getting to the event, securing yourself a spot. Then you get there and, oh my gosh, I didn't think about this. I didn't think about that. Oh my goodness, the hotel prices are astronomical. What if we thought about all of this? What if we've been to multiple networking events and we see the problems in the market? What if we have created a solution not to line our pockets, but rather to create some real change? Rather to allow some super soldiers to get together in some high quality settings to disconnect and indulge, to let the hair down a little bit, stop worrying about the daily monotony for a few moments and realize there are a rock solid group of human beings who think just like you. So my friends, coming at the end of June 27th, 28th, 29th, the J&J Weekend Getaway. There will be social medias. There's going to be all types of new information and stuff coming out this year. So make sure you keep your eyes peeled. We'll keep you up to date here on the show. I would love to see you guys. Oh, man, I already know a bunch of you are going to be there, but I would love to see you. If you're thinking about it, this is the first time you heard about it, you start kicking it around over the next few months here. I would love to see you guys live in prime time and be able to see you enjoying an event that so many people have already got to for 2 years in a row, and the energy, the vibes, the communication, the networking, just the overall relationships we have made and the bonds that we have forged, all pun intended, through that J&J Weekend Getaway alone has been something that I never anticipated. So that will never go away. That's always got to happen. So keep your eyes peeled, ears open. J&J Weekend Getaway, 3rd annual, baby. This year in Chicago, it is the Chi-Town Get Down 3rd annual J&J Weekend Getaway. If you're looking for the links for any of those aforementioned things, you can find them all down in this episode's description while you're laughing. And while you're down there, maybe you could hit a subscribe button. Maybe turn on a notification bell. Maybe even hit a like button as well. Maybe just take a moment, if you could be so kind, hammer time, to smash out of whatever button you see on your screen, as it only helps us continue to grow and flow and make all the shows that fall under the Diamond Hand Media Group umbrella bigger and better for each and every one of you. Oh, also, probably no Decoding the Divide tonight. Got a lot of stuff working on with this event, a lot of things, trying to keep some momentum going. So I'll let you guys all know what's going on. We might take an off week and then hit it hard next week. Who say so? Because we got a lot of info to cover. And I'm tapped in on a whole other thing. My brain's doing circles thinking about that. So I'll keep you all up to date for sure in the gateway. I don't know if I'll put it out on the timeline, whatever. If you don't see it, hey, you don't see it, but I will for sure update you in the gateway. Just thought about that. But that's all we got coming your way. No more Forge and Fuel here today, but we will see you same time, same place tomorrow morning for episode 701. But for now, my friends, it's time to get on up and get on out. Make like geese and get the flock out. But now, before we remind each and every one of you of 3 key and crucial things to help you make it on down the path of today. Number 1, even a 2-year-old can make an excuse.
What?
Number 2, even a dead fish can go with the flow.
What?
And number 3, being at this here show is a member of the Diamond Hand Media Group, I ask you keep in mind at DHMG, we don't only HOLD, we hold each other up. And right now is one hell of a time to flex those diamond hands. Shout out To each and every one of you flexing those diamond hands on a day in and day out, night in and night out basis, we appreciate you from the bottom of our hearts. Again, thank you for investing your most valuable assets, your time and your attention here with us when you could have invested them 1,000,001 other ways. Certainly gives us some full hearts and gives us the energy and the fire and the desire to keep showing up each and every day, bringing you this show. And who's to say, who's to know what else, baby? We also ask you, remember that you are kind, you are smart, you are important, and you are loved. Catch you on the flip side, my friends, wherever it may be, wherever the paths may cross. You know what the vibe shall be. But until then, friends and family, we officially bid thee adieu. And we say unto you, peace and love.
You listen to me and you listen well. Are you behind on your credit card bills? Good, pick up the phone and start dialing. Is your landlord ready to evict you? Good, pick up the phone and start dialing. Does your girlfriend think you're a